Right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your favorite Chess Journal YouTube channel. And today we are going to start with a new series, which is called the Strategy for Beginners, Chess Strategy for Beginners. And here is gonna be a series of rating climb games, whereby we are going to play games with the very initial rating at chess.com, and gradually we're going to climb the rating ladder, and from our status, which is a beginner, to intermediate level, and from intermediate level to advanced level. And before we proceed, let's take a look on the quickly take a look on the chess strategy for beginners that I have created here. Chess strategy for beginners by Chess Journal YouTube channel. Number one is, do not play shorter time controlled games. This is very important. Do not, if you're a beginner, just don't start playing blitz games or bullet games. Instead of those games, try to focus on rapid games, longer time controls like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, or the classical games, 30 minutes. And second one is control the center. This is one of the basic strategies for us, that we need to control the center. And if you are playing the modern defense kind of openings, make sure that you are going to attack the center if you're playing on the flank sides. Number three is know at least 3 openings with white pieces and 3 with black pieces. With these, all I wanted to say is that, for example, if I talk about my scenario, with white, I play the Queen's Pawn opening, which could be London system, Jabava London system, and also the English opening. These 3 openings I have been playing for last I think 3 years, and with great success. And with black, I normally play against e4. I play the Payak defense, the modern defense, and Caro-Kann defense, and also against d4, I play the Slav or semi-Slav defense. Number 4 is learn at least 10 to 15 opening moves. You don't have to learn or memorize a great deal. Make sure that you get the ideas from the openings that comes along with the openings, and make sure that you know the traps. Those are hidden in the openings. There are a lot of YouTube channels. They already gives you in detailed view of these openings. Have a look on them, or you can stick to this Chess Journal channel, whereby in near future I'm going to discuss the opening ideas and traps move by move. Also in this channel you will find sections whereby I discuss the opening ideas in my opening repertoire games. Have a look on them. Number 5 is that calculate at least 1 to 2 moves deep before making any moves. This one is very important. Don't just dive in and play your moves randomly. At least calculate 2 moves, which is like, if I play these, what my opponent is going to play, and if he or she plays these, what am I going to play next? That's 2 moves deep. Or 1 move is like, if I play this, what my opponent could play, or what if my opponent plays this and then I'm going to play this one. That's 1 move deep. If you build this habit of calculating one or two moves deep and come up with the best moves in course of time, you'll notice that your games have been improved. Number 6, always look for check, capture, and fret, which is also known as attack, prior to making your move from both your and your opponent's point of view. This one is very important that um, um, hang on a second, I'm just going to underline this one. Okay, that was mistake. Control U. Okay. Uh, Look for check, captures, and threats from your point of view while making your moves, and also from your opponent's point of view, that whether your opponent has the opportunity to give you a check, or is he or she going to capture anything, any of your pieces or pawns, and what could be the attacking moves that your opponent can play. So from both end, from your end and as well as your opponent's end, this calculation is required. Number 7, this is the blunder check. Blunder check is very crucial. This is going to ensure or allow us that we don't make any major blunders. And how do we do that? There are three points that I would like to highlight here. Number 1 is, can my opponent checkmate me before making any move? Before making your move, make sure that you are not being checkmated by your opponent. Number 2, can my opponent capture any of my undefended or unguarded piece? If you can calculate that one, you're not going to blunder any of your major pieces, and that's how you're going to save the game or even win the game. Number 3, ask yourself, this one is very important, ask yourself, what is my opponent's latest move is doing, and what is my opponent's latest move is not doing. In future, when we are gonna play our raiding climb games, we will discuss this in detail, and this one is very important, and this strategy only this strategy alone has helped me to climb a raiding ladder for up to 300 points. So this strategy is definitely gonna benefit you as well. Number 8, watch as many games as possible and solve as many puzzles as possible to build the habit of pattern recognition. So this one, the pattern recognition, is also very important. It's going to save time of yours, and you could easily be calculating once you get yourself familiar with pattern recognition. As many games as possible. By this phrase, all I want to say that there are a lot of channels in YouTube. Try to stick to 4 or 5 channels and regularly watch their games. If you watch games from this channel, Chess Channel, your favorite Chess Channel YouTube channel, then that's a good thing. But again, I'm not a master, so watching Master's channel is also going to definitely help you a lot, I believe. And as far as that is concerned, I personally watch Ginger GM more often than any other channels. But there are other channels like, for example, Gotham Chess, or National Master Robert, or Hanging Pawns, or International Master John Bartholomew, Eric Rosen. These guys are really doing a fantastic thing for all of us. So try to watch their games as much as possible. Number 9, do not rush your moves, especially when you are winning. Especially when you are winning, we tend to be relaxed and that's how I have lost a lot of games. So, not rushing your moves is crucial. Make sure you don't rush your moves. Take a few seconds and carefully analyze the position first and then make your move. Number 10, which is the last one, try to learn from your mistakes and never repeat that in your next games. Okay, this one is again very important. Once you make any mistakes, make sure that you're not going to repeat that same mistake in your next games. Also try to remain physically fit as much as possible, because remember, chess is a psychological battle and staying physically and mentally fit is the key to success. uh, uh, to remain physically fit, I prefer walking. You could hit the gym or whatever. Just stay physically active. Don't just sit idle. And if you're not young, if you're a working man, or if you're working women watching this channel, make sure at least to get an hour of time off of your schedule and walk. Walking is a very good exercise that can be done by most of us. So these, in short, in a nutshell, is the strategy for beginner players who are watching this channel. And as we climb the rating ladder, I'm going to come up with a strategy for intermediate level players. And you can take a screenshot of this one, or you can drop your email address. I can email this one to you. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to write the email address down below here. Hang on a second. Email me chess journal YT, which is YouTube, @gmail.com. So if you email me over here, let me highlight this one. Okay, if you email me over here, I can for this Word document to your email address, and we can keep in touch. Okay, so now remember, let's count again. Do not play shorter time controls. As far as that is concerned, today we're gonna play longer, at least 10 minutes game. And what's the next one? Control the center. We're gonna discuss this one during the game. No, at least free openings with white pieces and free with black pieces. This one is gonna be on the game thing. So during the game, I'm gonna discuss this thing. Number 4, learn at least 10 to 15 opening moves, ideas, and traps. This one is also we are going to discuss during the game. Calculate at least 1 to 2 moves deep before making any moves. Again, we're going to discuss this one during the game. Number 6, always look for check, capture, and threats prior to making your move, as well as from your opponent's point of view. This one is again on the game thing we will discuss during the game. Number 7, blunder check. We're gonna do blunder checks as well during the games. And number 8 is not applicable here. This is gonna be your homeworks. Number 9 is also going to be your homeworks, and number 10 is also going to be your homeworks. So okay, let's jump into the, let me close this one. Let's save this one. Let's jump into the action. Okay, let's try. Okay, I need to, it says refresh. Bear with me, guys. And so I'm gonna play 10 minutes 10 minutes game. Let me try 10 minutes with 5 seconds increment, I guess. How do we do this? Okay, so I think it's custom game. Um, okay, let's play 15 minutes plus 10. With some increment is going to help us to elaborate my thought process. Let's search for an opponent. Play fair. I agree. This is a new account. Okay, they're still looking for an opponent, I guess. Let me know, guys, in the comment section down below whether you like this new series of videos of the climbing rating ladder things. And okay, we got a game. So let's start with the queen's pawn opening. Starts with d4. And okay, our opponent is strong. Okay, they are thinking. Thanks to all of you who are, those of you who are watching this channel. And if you're new, please make sure to subscribe this channel. And those of you who have already subscribed, special thanks to you. You guys you guys are keeping me motivated to come up with these contents. So against d4, d5, I love to play knight f3. Now they have played knight f6 themselves. Now the opening that we are going to play today is called the London system. And in London system, this dark square bishop is gonna go here, bishop f4. So let's play that one. And here, normally they have this move or this one. Both are playable. They could also play here. I've seen from a lot of my games. But normally these two moves, this one and this one. Okay, so they have decided to play bishop f5. Bishop f5 is, I must say, is a good way of playing against the London system. So if you are playing with the black pieces, if you see your opponent is playing with this setup, then this one could be your move of choice. Right, so now in London system we need to go here and make sure our bishop is outside. So let's do this one, e3. As you can see, our opponent is also thinking prior to making his move. Where is this guy from? It's from Egypt. Okay. Egyptian players are not Egyptian players. I mean, or most of the Egyptian players that I've encountered happens to be strong. Now, what is our plan? Our plan is to get rid of this strong bishop. And they played knight b d7. Personally speaking, I don't like this move. If I were black, I would have come here, played e6. So they have played knight b d7. Now, as I say that I want to get rid of this bishop, how am I going to get rid of that one? by coming here, bishop d3. They can take, or they could actually go back. Both are playable, but taking, I guess, is the correct one. And let's see what they does. I mean, what they do. What am I saying? What they does? Okay. So what they do? If they, now let's calculate. Okay. I was gonna say that what if they take? So they have decided to jump in with their knight, knight e4. Now here we have got a couple of options. We could castle, or we could go here. Although coming here is not that rosy, I guess. We could target at the moment. Okay. Before the okay, let me open that file. What is that? Just strategy for beginners. Okay. One of the strategies are look for unguarded or undefended pieces. So this bishop is currently unguarded, and so we can attack that one by going here. Let's go here. Although okay, I was gonna say that although they could come here, forking these two pieces, but they have decided to play e6 and guard the bishop like this. So I guess now, okay, this is the one. This is the one I was gonna open. I guess now taking the bishop is a good idea, because now if they play here, if you can see from this this one, number 6, always look for check, capture, and fret prior to making your move from both your and your opponent's point of view. So here, this one is a fret. So we need to address that one. We need to take this one, so that this one is no longer a fret. So they had to take with their pawn here, and now they have a very strong knight. Although this one is we could get rid of by playing here, get rid of the knife by playing here, but the queen is gonna come here and give us a check. So instead of playing here, we had to calculate the strategy that your favorite Chess Journal YouTube channel has provided you, which one is always look for your opponents, always look for check, captures, and attacks from your opponent point of view as well. So here your opponent, our opponent has got this one, this check. So that's gonna put us in a rough situation. Or if we're gonna calculate if this check is defendable. For example, if we come here, if we go here, they're gonna give us a check, right? and then we have to block by going here, and then if they take here. I know this calculation might sound a bit tricky for you guys, but this is just like two movers calculation. Uh, Calculate at least 1 to 2 moves deep. So this is the one we are doing. We're calculating 2 moves. So going here is, I guess, all right. So let's go here. Calculation number 1, going here, challenge the knight, and they have a check in reply, and then we go this one, and then they're both queen and this knight will be under fire. They cannot take here, and if we take here, we're not going to take here, because if we take there, our rook will be unguarded. So we have to take with our bishop, thanks to our bishop here, which is the reason why this calculation I did here, which is the reason why I played f3, asking a question to this knight, and then if the knight moves, then this pawn will be up for grab. So that way we are going to what? We are going to control the center. Here, look at these beautiful pawns here in the center, and after winning these pawn, we are gonna be controlling the center. Okay, now this one looks very aggressive, but we have this one in response, and they take here. We're gonna take here. Their knight will be. Where are their knight going? Their knight has to go there, here, right? Yeah, I was gonna say that if they play here, what do we do? Okay. Now what do we do? I think let's take this knight and that's gonna open this diagonal for us to give him a check, and then we're gonna win this pawn later on someday. This one will still be under fire, and but after taking here, this pawn is gonna be very strong. So let's take this pawn, forget about the bishop. I also need to make sure that my time is not worst. They can actually take here first. Let's see what he does. Depending on their move, we're gonna calculate it. We're gonna calculate what to do. Okay, as anticipated, they have taken here with their f pawn. Now, as discussed, this one is a check. Always, this comes from the theory. Always look for check captures and threat or attack prior to making your moves. So let's give him a check. And now the king is losing its castling right. So we have accomplished a tiny little victory, and these little victories are gonna make a huge difference in the game. Now this bishop is under fire, and this bishop is under fire. Which one are we gonna save? That's the question. Okay. Um, Actually, you know what? This is a intermediate level calculation that I'm gonna do, or I'm gonna play right now, which is you don't necessarily have to react to your opponent's threat. Here, this one is under fire, this one is under fire, both of these are under fire. We have to save one of these, but we have a stronger counter blow, which is to come here, and this check is going to be stronger. Let's do this one. I'm telling my opponent that I'm okay if you capture any of these pieces, because then I'm gonna have a beautiful game against you. Say for example, he captures this one, then we're gonna take this one that comes with the check. So his king has to come here, and then we could protect our knight here, like taking here. And what if he decides to take here first? Then still we're gonna take this d5 pawn of there, give a check, and if the king comes here, then this pawn would be under fire. That will come again with a check with the king on the king. Okay, so they have decided to guard this pawn. I think they are playing really well. Now we don't have anything strong, but to give back one of the pieces, which one do we give back? If we take here, if we take here, they're gonna take our bishop back. There comes a tempo on the queen, and then this one we cannot save this bishop, so we're gonna be a piece down. But what if we castle? I know this one is turning tactical at the moment. What if we castle? If we castle, and then they take here, then our rook can take here. They can't take our rook because of this check and then this one. Okay, this one is very complicated, getting very complicated. Let's keep it simple. Let's give this piece back. We're running very low on time than them. So now the ball is on their court. They're going to think which one to capture, this one or this one. If they capture this one, then we can grab this pawn. Or if they capture this one, then we can grab this one. Sorry guys, I wanted to play a really beginner level game, but our opponent's rating is higher than initial beginner level. So they have decided to capture this pawn. Now I think we need to save this bishop, or yeah, where the bishop can go, the bishop needs to come here, I guess. Let's calculate the pawns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. and we have one, two, three, four, five, six, seven pawns. Pawn-wise speaking, it's equal, but development-wise speaking, we're doing better. Look at their bad bishop here, and their knight is um, is not in a good square, so they want to exchange queens. We don't want to exchange queens because our position is good. So let's come back here. If you're and attack this one. If your position is better than your opponent's, you should not exchange your queens. So they are thinking, I think they need to guard this pawn. They can do it by coming here. Yeah, so they have attacked our queen, and I think we can safely take this pawn. As you've seen that I will spend a second or a couple of seconds before making this move. That's what you should do in your games. Now I think exchanging queens is a wise decision, and exchanging queens and castling here or here, I think we're gonna go short. Their king is still gonna be in the middle, and or okay, hang on a second. I just noticed that. Okay, see this one here. Let's go to the lecture sheet. Calculate. Can my blunder check? Can my opponent capture any of my undefended or an unguarded piece? Okay. Now let's go back to the board. See this bishop is, although is guarded, but has got very limited square. It can only go here if it's being attacked. So they can in future come here and play here. So we need to keep this one in mind. And now let's castle, because we have this square free for our bishop. So if they go here, we go here. But if they have played here now, which means that they have intention to play here. So now how do we stop this one? By going h4. This is going to force them to make a decision whether they're going to play here or capture. If they capture, that's a good news for us. We're going to put pressure over here on this pawn. Okay, so they have decided to play g4. Now let's restrict their bishop's mobility by playing a3. And sooner we're going to target this pawn. This pawn is weak pawn. So this is intermediate level calculation, as well as if you're a beginner, you need to calculate the targeting weak pawns or weak pieces in your opponent's camp is one of these strategies. Okay, so we don't necessarily need to react to our opponent's threat. Let's push this one, grab a space. So our opponent is playing very well considering their ratings. Let's quickly take a look on their profile. How do we do that? Okay, here. Joined is a new player. He has got okay. Highest rating is 1470. All right. So they have also pushed their pawn to c4, grabbed space. Now, as we discussed, let's target this pawn by coming here with our rook h, rook to f1. They have played a6. I don't understand the meaning of that move. Now let's keep on grabbing space as much as possible. Do we go here? Actually, going here looks more smart because we could restrict their bishop's mobility as much as possible. If they come here and attack here, we could go here and put another defender. Let's go here. Or actually is defended twice, so we're not worried if they play here. Next one, probably we're gonna roll this one up. And if they don't play here, we also have this one, putting pressure over here. So we are definitely doing very well here in this game. After the game, we're going to analyze our games. I didn't put this one here on this lecture sheet. I have only put the ones those are vital for beginners, but analyzing your games after the games is also important. I missed this one. Anyway, guys, make sure to analyze your games after finishing your game. Okay, so they have decided to play rook h6, putting another defender over here. Now, what do we do? Let's push this one. One day soon, we're gonna go here and maybe double up. As you can see, we're actually piling up on here, this weakness. This file against their king is important for us. Now, okay, b5, they want to come here. Okay, let's dive in with our knight, because the knight has potential to go here. That's not a good news for them. how can they stop this one? They could play here, or they could go here. We only got 2 minutes in the clock. They've got loads of time. Okay, they have decided to play King F7. Now we can easily play here because they can't. I've just calculated one move deep. They can't take here because of the pin, and they take here, they're gonna lose a piece like this because the pawn is still pinned. So that's a blunder, I must say, that the king should have gone there. Should have gone there instead of coming here. Now we can take the pawn like this with our knight. Or if they decides to put their bishop there and guard this pawn, we're gonna put our rook behind this pawn, and this pawn is gonna win. Okay, so they have decided to play King G8. Now what do we do? Let's actually push this one. So this knight would be under fire, and this pawn could go to the promotion square. Let's go there. A very good game played by my opponent. In terms of their rating. Longer games in chess.com here is good, but in longer games here or even in Lee Chess, I have faced a couple of, or even more than a couple of online cheaters. Let me know, guys, if you have faced any. And when someone cheats, if you use any engines, I know how it feels. Now, we also have to think on our opponent's time. Okay, so game abandoned, or they have resigned. Okay. Let's review the game. Okay, we played d4. Okay, let's see what was our accuracy level. Bear with me, guys. Okay, we played 83% accuracy, and they played 69% accuracy. Okay, so let's see what else we made. We didn't make any blunder, fortunately. We made one mistake, 4 inaccurate moves. Okay. If you even make mistakes in beginner level or intermediate level, um, that's acceptable. But if you make blunders, make sure that you don't make any blunders in your future games. Okay, so they played D5. We played the London system. Okay, these are check marks, which means these are playable. Okay, I'm not a fan of this move. Although computer is telling them that it's okay. This is the eval bar. Let's keep an eye on the eval bar. Okay, this one was an inaccuracy. Then we went here, attacked their bishop. They guarded their bishop. That's excellent move. And computer is telling us that it was a great move. Thank you, computer. Or stockfish. Then taking there was the only move or the best move. And then here f3 is best, computer is telling us. Then here g5 is excellent, computer is telling us. And then this one was blunder, f6 is the blunder. Okay. Where am I? Okay. So against that blunder, we captured their knight. That was the best move. Okay. Gave a check and okay. Bishop g3, computer is telling us that bishop g3 is a mistake. How do we... Okay, they wanted us to castle. Okay. Anyway. I didn't see that. Okay, coming here was an inaccuracy. Was that? Okay. Then where would have I gone? Alright, okay, so here I think they made another blunder. Computer doesn't like us to castle long as well. Queen e4 was an inaccuracy. Why is that? Best move was to go there. Okay. In humans, I think this one was alright. Okay, so that's all for today, guys. Thanks for watching this game. Let me know in the comment section down below whether you like this game series or not. And yeah, that's all for today. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe the channel. Take care of yourself. Bye bye.